Hello Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome. This is going to be your video tarot scope for the second half of July 2020. We're going to take a look at your recent past, your current situation, and what is in the immediate future for you. These are general readings, so it may not resonate with all of you. If it does, please give this video a like. Feel free to share any of these videos as well. And yeah, feel free to introduce yourself to me in the comments section. Don't be a stranger. Yeah, let's see. What is going on for you, Capricorn? Second half of July 2020. That's a lot of cards. Okay. Okay, great, let's talk. So my first impression, Capricorn, there's like so much victory in your life right now. There is so much victory in your life right now. There is a lot of liberation for you as well, a lot of freedom from past patterns, you know, like I feel like there's a lot of gracefully moving through big changes and accepting your life as it is in this moment. So let's talk a little bit about these cards. Also this week, for some reason, all of these readings I've been feeling that it's really important for me to tell you guys that when I'm doing these readings, it feels like what the recent past isn't really so much about like a time frame or like last week or whatever. It feels more like this is the situation from the past that this reading will be talking about, or like how has this situation evolved within you up until this moment so that now you can acknowledge it and work through it. So yeah, great. Time is non-linear anyways, we all know that. So in your recent past, we have you. We have Queen of Pentacles, pardon me. We have the Four of Wands. We have the Eight of Wands. So something changed really, really quickly. I feel like you made a commitment to something. I feel like you found some sort of a gentleness within yourself that was incredibly fertile, like was incredibly abundant and rich with nutrients and success and excitement for some of you it'll be. And as soon as that was found within you, you committed to it immediately, and it instigated a change that brought a lot of what is it called when you take a plant and you like put it into a bigger pot? Transplanting. That's what happened, is like your pot was no longer big enough for all of the nutrients your roots were bringing up. So you went and you found yourself a bigger pot or a bigger fish pond or a different sea. And it can be very literally that you've had to move house, or that you've intentionally chosen a different community. That's all. Yeah, so that's the recent past. In your current energy, we have the Five of Swords, we have the Tower, and we have the Devil. So there are there's a lot of deception I'm seeing here. There's a lot of trying to control the outcome of a situation. There's change happening with this Tower. Anytime the Tower is happening, there was a foundation that was not stable. There was something within your life context that was never built to last. This is a house that was built on sand, and the tide is in. Okay, so the sand is starting to give way. Those foundations are cracking, and there's something in there that you are still you or someone else is still trying to control the outcome of, still clutching onto it in such a way that makes accepting the change very, very challenging. This is believing that through a sense of ego, maybe, or through a sense of willpower, or, you know, if you wish hard enough, it'll stay that way, or just not wanting to acknowledge that, like, you played a part in laying those foundations in the first place. Having that at play in this situation makes it very, very challenging to accept the change as it is. In your immediate future, we have the Six of Wands, we have the Wheel, and we have the Seven of Swords. So I feel like there is a shift that's very possible in your current moment. And what I kind of see happening is the moment that you recognize that the tide is in again, the sand is kind of being washed away and your house is falling down. It's almost like there's a chance to work with it, a chance to be, sorry, my words are like on and off today. It's like a faucet, you know, it's like, when there is this change happening, when you work with it, there is victory that comes for you, and there's a change in luck, and there is, I feel like an opportunity to kind of, I feel like hoodwinked is the word here. It's as though there was a situation that you were involved with, again, that is crumbling, it's changing. You're able to see behind the mask, you're able to acknowledge your own toxic behavior, and it's very key that you do that, because there's something that you're able to walk away with intact. This can be, it's not integrity, but something is remained here. This can also be someone else in a situation. It's kind of hard to say, so we're going to go back and clarify these cards, but that's kind of what I see happening the second half of July for you. So a lot of victory, a change in luck as well. A change in luck that may not have been achieved honestly, though. So just being aware of that. In this row, I'm just noticing, like, the change instigates the removal of masks. It instigates sort of realizing the fears or the trepidations or the behaviors that you are fond of to keep control of situations that you're still kind of holding on to. Okay, so there's some sort of a controlling thing, some sort of sense of control. I think control, just meditate on what control means to you, and you might have some answers come up for you, because it's here, it's showing up like crazy. So let's clarify this Queen of Pentacles in your recent past. We have the Hierophant. We have, we have the Nine of Cups reversed, we have the Lovers reversed, and the Hierophant was also reversed, and there you are on the bottom of the deck, King of Pentacles. So this might be a Taurus that you're dealing with, might also be a Gemini. But this is someone who is not an authentic expression of themselves. This may be someone that you were in a love situation with. It might be someone who was emotionally fulfilling for you. This might be someone who you were committed to. Higher level of commitment is ruled by the Hierophant. It's in the reverse, so I do see there is like a breakdown and a separation in that commitment, and it looks like it's coming from a place of realizing that the fulfillment that was expected to come through is no longer there. So that commitment is null and void, is basically what it feels like. What is this Four of Wands talking about? Okay, we have the Four of Swords, we have the Two of Wands, we have the Fool reversed. Okay, so once bitten, twice shy. you realize that this commitment that you made was not emotionally fulfilling in the past. So now it's like, what do I want to commit to? Again, if you watched my tarot scope for this week, like commitment has been coming up like crazy for everyone. Absolutely everyone. You're not alone in this. But it does look like there's a lot of overthinking happening here. A lot of trying to plan the future without taking the leap of faith just yet. There are aims which I sense are big, you know, 4 and 4, we got 2 here. So there's a sense that whatever you dedicate yourself to, whatever you want to, you feel like you have the world in your hands, and the aims that you thought were worthwhile in the past might not be. So wow, now you're putting up this bit of a facade where it's making you a bit untouchable to both the good and the bad things in the future, in what's possible, you know, like whatever. Let's talk about this. Okay, now I'm starting to understand. This 8 of Wands, we have the Magician, we have the High Priestess, both reversed, and we also have the Knight of Pentacles and another deceptive dude on the bottom of the deck. So these are magical figures. Magical figures. And people who aren't too shy about wanting to see their future manifest. There are voices. I feel like every time I see this card, I'm like, who is chatting in your ear? Okay, like whose voices are you listening to? It is not your inner voice. That seems very clear to me with the High Priestess and the Magician both reversed. Like these are people who will manifest for the sake of manifesting because they know that they have the skills and it makes them feel good on like maybe not a soul level. Do you understand? So what do I mean by that? So when we choose to create for the sake of creation, it indulges our ego and it indulges our sense of control again, and our illusions, our illusory sort of movement through the world, or the way that we believe that we could be satisfied with anything less than a soul-filled life. This is what I see here. So the inner voice is stifled here somehow. The tongue has been cut out, and you need to go out and seek that somewhere in the world, and just really those voices that are putting you down maybe, or are speaking harshly about what is your inner voice. They don't have space for it, for their own inner voice in their lives, so why would they have space for you? Is the people who you're dealing with. You know, these are the people who want to keep you small. So that inner voice is very, very stifled. And it might be also having been in your day-to-day life, your day-to-day routines might have been something that created a drain on your emotions and on that inner voice. Is like doing the day-to-day stuff can sometimes just be too busy, you know? It's like the creative voice that originally got you there is no longer there. So now you're just doing, that hamster wheel, the 9 to 5, whatever it is, no longer feeling like very connected to it. This is what I'm seeing. Sorry, I can't seem to like sit still today, so we're just gonna roll with that. Let's get into your current energy. I feel like this is a weird message. It won't be for everyone, but I feel like it's going to be important for you to like cut out stimulants this week. Just trying to get very, I'm just noticing the Datura on the Magician card, and like, please do not take Datura because it is super poisonous and it will kill you unless you're being indicated to do so by someone who is medically trained. But datura is a central nervous system depressant, so it can really, really help with like the anxiety and the overthinking and just getting us back into our body. So like plants that are anxiolytic, antidepressant, so this can be tilia, also known as linden. This can be lavender. I have a video on my channel about lavender. Feel free to check that out. It's a very safe, very friendly plant. But just kind of being aware of like how stimulated you're being. Are you stimulating a car so that okay, are you stimulating yourself to just get through the day and keep yourself busy so you don't have to maybe listen to your inner voice again? Is that what's going on, I wonder? That's not going to be the case for everyone, but it might be for some of you. So why is this 5 of Swords here in your current energy? Okay. We have the 4 of Cups, we have the Ace of Pentacles reversed, and we have the Ace of Cups. Huh. Wow. You're choosing something here. You're choosing your emotions over material outcome for what seems like the first time in maybe some time. And it seems to me like this whole pattern of like staying stimulated so you don't have to dive deep is causing you to reflect on it, you know, causing you to reflect on like, why do I keep doing this to myself? And like what situations you allow to pass you by because of it. You're choosing to embrace. You're allowing, pardon me, material opportunities to pass you by in favor of things which satisfy you emotionally. Again, this is a bit of an overflow from the last reading that we did, where it was like, for the first time, it feels like if it's not emotional, like if it doesn't, it has to be more, is what I'm hearing. And it causes this tower moment for you. It causes this moment of like, oh God, you know, like I have to confront my fears. I have to confront that small child who's, you know, been forced into labor from the early age of, I don't know, whatever, and like hasn't really been truly nurtured and taken care of, maybe ever. You know, this is what it feels like. Why is this devil here? We have the King of Swords. Yep. 3 of Cups and the 7 of Swords. So there might be, this doesn't feel like you. This feels like a person. This feels like someone who's very like intellectually motivated, someone who has a lot of Machiavellian sort of ideologies, is like not afraid of doing what they think needs, like they're just willing to do whatever it takes to have their outcome manifested. And they're kind of like trying to get you on side, yeah? So there's like this party celebration, sort of like, if I flatter you enough, maybe you'll stay. But they're just, you know, trying to get away with something. But you know better, because, you know, I see you choosing this Ace of Cups, this new emotional beginning, this new emotionally watering, if you will. Sorry, she was about to run out of power here. So, yeah, where were we? Talking about a person who's trying to manipulate the situation, maybe, to keep you, out of a choice, to choose yourself, point blank. That's what's going on here. And the tower moment is really the change at hand for you. Let's just clarify that tower, shall we? We have Death reversed, we have the Sun, we have the Moon. Wow, major arcana, that's big. An awakening happens only when the fear of the moment is acknowledged for what it is. When the acceptance, the final acceptance of that change happens, when the deception the illusion, the attractiveness, the seduction that was keeping you there is finally accepted. The veil falls, clarity is reached. There is something really beautiful that happens. This is the happiest card in the deck, This is enjoying your life. This is prosperity. This is pregnancy. For some of you, it will be. But also the birth of a new idea, a birth of a new self, brand new person. Life follows death. And it comes out of something primordial and old. Past life old, not 67, 95, 104 old. Primordial old. And that's the life that you're beginning for yourself. So I hope that's an affirmation for you, because that is wow, it's a benediction, it's very new, very beautiful. And now I understand why this Six of Wands is here. I mean, yes, you are victorious. This card says, Je n'ai pas peur, which means I am not afraid. And you shouldn't be. But let's talk about this wily character here, this Seven of Swords here in your immediate future. We have the Ace of Swords, the Chariot, and Temperance. Okay, so there might still be a lingering root, if you will. You know how like dandelions is like you think you pull them out and it's like next year there's like 10 more of them. You have to get the whole root. So this is the root of still believing that you can just make shit happen for the sake of making shit happen. But I feel that you're actively working through that. I see Temperance here. This is a card of self-control. And the Chariot is the card of willpower. So, your self-control is going to be off the charts as soon as you get right down to that root. That's pretty cool. Let's talk about this wheel, and then I'll wrap this up. This is going to be it. Okay. All right. We have the Ten of Pentacles. This is one of your cards, I like to think of it. The Page of Swords reversed and the Nine of Wands reversed. So like learning how to get out of your head, about stuff. Learning how to lower the guard. Learning how to, again, take care of that inner child within you who needs love and nurturing, and building a community for yourself that suits you, that suits your needs, that suits your personality, fundamentally. And you don't have to be at war with, getting rid of all that shadow boxing and those like ego power plays. It's like, nah, I've had enough of that, The wheel is turning. There's a change in luck. Something new is starting. That's it. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, please give it a like. Please subscribe if you want to be seeing more videos. This week is borage for the herb of the week. That will be coming down later. So again, hit subscribe if you want to see that. And if not, I will see you in your next reading. Bye.